Hi. I know I'm late. I'm sorry. We're 8 minutes behind. I'm busy. Things are crazy, but here we go. We're playing in the round 5 of the Async League today against Mr. Rustrider. Um, Long time, very good friend of mine, of course. He's been doing very well in the tournament. He's been looing it up, pretty sure. Um, this is I'm about to play a 47 card Sable, which is like wrong. Don't do this. This is definitely not right. But there's aspects of this, like I basically filled the deck with more draw, putting in 3 stone ships and cutting the maybe. And we're gonna like see how that goes, because I didn't like well, no. I mean, I do like my Sable deck is something that I've had for a while, and the deck's really good. But we're just gonna play like completely no nonsense, don't die to random BS, 3 stone ships and a no free lunch, and then just play 2 of each breakers. And the idea of playing 2 of each breakers was like already there. Like this was something that was like probably like a week and a half ago. That I was considering because, as we saw, like Augustus did well with the Zato Grid, but Zato Grid is just like a thing that might be out there. But also, it's just going to make the deck a little more consistent and like in the rush matchups, just getting your breakers down is good. So that's what we're doing. On the corp side, we're going to be playing the Ob that I played on the weekend. I don't think I've made any changes quite yet. I like the list where it is, so we're gonna play that. Yeah, so let's go. I'm gonna go up against. I'm gonna go find Arndt. We're gonna go find Arndt. I'm gonna play some Ob and some Sable. The Ob is like, I don't know. I'm confident the Ob is good. Like just based off, like sometimes I build a deck and I think the deck is good. And then you like play it and it's not actually as good as you think it is. But in the games that I built the Ob and I play the deck and I'm like, this deck is a good deck. I just haven't been getting results with it, which is a little bit frustrating. But like, the deck is good. It's been getting in good positions. It's doing things that should be winning games. I'm not like that big of an Ob player, so sometimes I like will miss some triggers with Ob. In terms of like, I think that was pointed out on the weekend. Like sometimes I could have excavated a Maverick on one of those turns. Yeah. What is? I guess Art is not. He should be around, but I guess I'm gonna go over the tournament information. I guess we can just let's just see where we're at. So we're gonna go to the Cobra. So yeah, so there's 5 people sitting on 21 points. That's 7-1 after 4 rounds. Myself and Rustrider are one of them. It's good to see Jai doing well. My opponent in round 1, of course, just for the purposes of SOS. It's always good to see your opponents in the past do well. Jai's got an insane SOS at 4.125. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many rounds we're doing. I think I have no idea how many rounds we're doing. But I know that it's a Swiss-only tournament. And we're just gonna go at it. I said I'd play a different deck every week, and that's what we're doing. I'm kind of disappointed because I am repeating Sable the ID, but I don't have the time to figure out a different runner for now. There are a couple runner ideas I want to build, but I guess my focus of the limited time I have available for Netrunner, I've shifted towards prepping for one of these online megacities. Where is Arndt? Guess I can set up... Here, I'll let him decide what side to play. Oh, there he is. He's going to let me decide what side to play. I feel like I would like to run first. Just to get that. What side do we want to play first? I'm going to run first. I'm going to run first because... gonna run first because the situation with my corp has been frustrating sometimes, and we're gonna make sure we get off to a good start, which is not a great attitude to be taking, but it's fine. I see we are playing a fringe deck. What we are? Do we need time setting? I don't. I assume he means the game timer. Yeah, look at... I'm so happy about this. That, like, we could register with any ID, so I registered with Fringe Applications, which I think is hilarious, because the joke is that this is an ID that you never see, and it's the one time you get to register with it, so that's Fringe Applications. I'm the only one who did that. Hey, finally able to catch one of these lives. Hello. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try my best to play in the APAC megacity this weekend. I haven't, like, I need to look at specific times and stuff like that to figure out exactly how long we're playing for. I believe it starts at 6 p.m. my time. He said, damn, tryharding with Sable. I'll just admit it. We just straight admit it. Okay, I'm going to full screen, and so I'm going to... If there's anything that happens in the chat, I'm going to have to catch up on it at the end. It 100% is a compliment. I can't be getting swept around here. Yeah, no, Arndt's a great player. Okay, so he's taking a mulligan. So on our opening hand, Penny Shaver's really, really key. For those who watched my stream last weekend, I played against an AUCO, and I was doing pretty good, but the problem was that I didn't find a Penny Shaver that game, and that, I think, was ultimately what cost me the game. I'm probably just going to play this. And we just have, like, econ. I'm going to have to draw a lot, like, just clicking for cards. But we'll have to manage. Oh, true. Damn. There's still time to ID. Of course, that's a good joke, because it's a Swiss-only tournament, so, like... You would basically never ID in a Swiss-only tournament. But yeah, my list is... I'm playing 47 cards. There's, like... Basically, I added... Like, I think if I were to play 45, you wouldn't play the Mutual Favor, and you wouldn't play the third copy of Open Market. But... Like, Open Market's really good in the opening. Open Market, like, that's why... The reason I'm thinking about cutting Open Market is because it's like, you usually draw it later in the game, and you just, like, don't feel good about installing it. But it's great in the opening. The Mutual Favor, you could say, is unnecessary, because I'm playing 2 copies of a breaker. But the way that I like to play Crim, I like to be able to bottom my breakers. And Mutual Favor... is going to let me do that. Because if I bottom, like, my first copy of Kurapira, my second copy's at the bottom of the deck, and I don't get like, now I have to go and boomerang something to shuffle my deck or something. Like, that's just a little bit too much to deal with, I think. Do I want the Penny Shaver dollar value with the clean getaway? It's probably just draw. And we just get these cards down. Pinhole is fine. We can't Penny Shaver and Clean Getaway, which is really sad. Oh, I can draw again, play the Clean Getaway, and end my turn on 5 cards. We want to do that. So now we can play this on Archives. We're just going to get the click back and then install the 2 open markets. Okay. If he like Reaper functions us and we lose the Penny Shaver, that's going to suck a lot. Next turn, we definitely have to get this Penny Shaver down before he potentially does some damage. That cohort's going to have to go. A lot of the times people will just like throw the cohort out there like that. Maybe it's something that I should do is start running the first card that Yuko installs in case it's a cohort. But yeah, like as I was saying, like I was talking about the mutual favor. Like in this matchup, especially in like the damage matchups, right? If I'm not ready to install my breaker, like if I draw my Kurupira, or my Echelon, or my Cat's Cradle, if I'm not ready to install it, and maybe even on top of that, there's like an econ card that I want instead, because that's better in the openings. I want to have the flexibility to be able to keep the econ card or whatever else it is, bottom the breaker, because bottoming the breaker will just protect it from damage. Because if I have the breaker in hand, I can lose it to net damage. And then by doing that, I can, like, I don't have to worry about not finding that breaker later because I have the 1 copy of Mutual Favor. That's the idea. R&D, hey? Buy bans is excellent. Okay. Can I install... Oh, I want to install all of these cards. I guess it's going to be Shesby and then buy bans R&D. We're just going to get the Penny Shaver down and lose $1 of value. But I do want to run R&D and I do want to run the cohort, and we want to end our turn with 5 cards. And this is the way to do it. So that's fine. And of course he could just Regenesis me here. And that would suck a lot. So we're going to draw 2 cards. And we're going to install... Ooh, we can install the Info Bounty. That's just more money. Wow. That is just more money. No, actually, because we get the full value of the Shesby. So Penny... Oh, no, but Penny Shaver doesn't trigger. Info Bounty triggers. Guess we're installing Info Bounty. Okay, that's good to know. Mindscaping. Oh, but I could have installed the Info Bounty with the... No, the open market money is going to come to me anyways. The question is, do I install the Penny Shaver here? If we install the Penny Shaver, we could just die. So we're just going to run the cohort, trash it, draw a card. And we're running early in case there's like a... I mean, if there's a hostile architecture, we're probably still just trashing it. So it's not a great situation. You probably just draw first there, but there wasn't a card that I would draw that I would want to play, because the goal is to just end the turn on 5 cards. And eventually, like, we have a problem right now in the sense that we don't have burst card draw, so we're just going to be like clicking for cards until we find something like a Class Act or a Nuka. Oh no. Okay. Oh, we're going to lose this Penny Shaver now. That sucks so much. Oh. 1 and 3? Please. No! Oh, no. My deck baited me by giving me the Info Bounty. It baited me so hard. This is good. I mean, like, he's like using the Reaper function. That's like, Reaper function is just something we want him to just get rid of. So the fact that that's gone, like, this turn we're just gonna like trash the Blotterwort, draw 3 cards. And yeah, this is the problem with keeping that opening, was that we didn't have card draw. Dang. Should have installed the penny shaver. If I installed it instead of the info bounty, we would have 2 credits right now. But the penny shaver is so much better than the info bounty. Because like we're gonna be checking remotes and like trashing things out of remotes is the plan. Draw click one's really weird. Icing the bladderwort. Okay. That's fine. And this is the great thing about playing 2 of each breaker is I can run here, and if we lose these breakers out of hand, it's doable. Icing the bladderwort. Okay. Nice. Very nice. So we're gonna install this. Oh, I guess I should install it with 1 credit from the other one so that these trigger next turn. And then if I run archives here and there's 2 Fujis in the bin, I die. I could play the clean getaway. We probably can play the clean getaway, but there's no need. We'll, just in case it's like Fuji Sting. Two Fuji. 1 Fuji. 1 Fuji. 1 Fuji is pretty good too. We'll take 1 Fuji. And then we just draw a card. We're going to draw 4 off the class act. And that's fine. Sure. We really want a Nuka. This is fine. The fact that we kept the echelon's really good. So we can next time we can like slam the echelon and run server 2 if we want. That'll let us break Tithe and only Tithe. Anemone would cost us 4 credits, which we don't want to pay. But we'll see what he does here, because he's got he's got cards on the board, so next turn the Bladderwort's probably still going to be active. The fact that he's playing Mindscaping means that we're thinking about kill combos for sure, if we weren't already. And I thought last weekend that all I had to think about was tag and end of the line, but I guess not. There's also complete image with touch-ups. Once we find this stone ship, like now that we're ahead on points, like we can just like get our stone ships on the board and we can't die. We lost the class act, so we couldn't even think about installing that. That's sad, because that was a line. Installing more cards. Okay. R&D. What a mark. Look at that. Dang. Okay, so we'll start with drawing. Cat's Cradle's fine. You probably just throw that down. Thing is, we'd love to like get rid of this Bladderwort, but he's gonna have to show me stuff, right? Could run server 6 and server 7. I probably should. But we do want this echelon down. So maybe we keep the Cat's Cradle. We throw the echelon on the board. And then we clean Getaway R&D. That leaves me 2 clicks behind to draw 2 cards. We should be okay. I probably shouldn't even play this. Yeah, I shouldn't even play this. We can just play the gamble. Yeah. We're just getting our info bounty money and our Sable Mark. If there's a Fat on the board, he could res it here. It'll be a big tell. Like the fact that if he has Fat on the board and he's not resing it. Oh, there's one. I can trash this with my Shesby money. I'll do that. And then we'll draw. Boomerang's fine, and we'll just throw this Cat's Cradle on the board. And this is going to protect us from everything. Then we just need Kurapira for Simak, but Simak we can just bounce off of. So we just throw the Cat's Cradle down. Money is like a little tight, but it's okay for now. He's going to have to show me a card, as in res something if he wants a Bladderwort damage. We really need a Stone Ship or 2, or 3. He could Regenesis me here. You can't play around everything. Like, you can, like, try to stop it at some points. Ooh, no Bladderwort damage. Okay. We love to see that. What do we have in server 3, 5, and 6? Okay, so what have we learned? One of them is not... None of them are Moonpool. None of them are Moonpool. None of them's Fat. None of them's Cohort. So there's agendas. There's agendas. There's Reaper function. And there's Urtica Cipher and Bite. Server 3 and 5 shouldn't be Bite. Because I don't think he had the money to res those when he installed them. Or, like, sorry, he didn't have the money to fire Bite when he installed those cards. So they shouldn't be Bite. So, but, like, we know from the deck that I played last weekend, Alpi's deck, that deck plays Urtica Ciphers. So, like, we might just, like, be running into Urtica Ciphers. And the odds of that is going to be higher than running into Reaper functions, because there's already one Reaper function in the bin. He shuffled back a Fat and a Cohort. But yeah, the fact that those cards are, like, no Moonpool. Like, Moonpool, I think he would have just rezzed, even if he's not going to use it, because it just deals a damage to me off the Bladderwort, and it gives him an AU trigger. So there should be enough value there for him to res a Moonpool. So no Moonpool, no Fat, no Cohort. Like, potentially no Reaper. There might be a Reaper, because he might be saving it for a combo, but we have to remember that, like, on, like, one of the earlier turns of the game, like I think turn 2 or turn 3, turn 3. Well, you know, at the end of my turn 3, so his turn 4. But one of the earlier turns, he like res the Reaper function to hit me, which got him the second counter on the AU and he used AU to draw. And this would have been a turn where a similar line was available, and he didn't take it. So that's not conclusive evidence that there's no Reaper function on the board, but it's some small bit of information pointing in that direction. Mindscaping. And Oppo. Okay, yeah. So that makes sense. We knew that that was there. Oh, my marks are so good. Okay. Whatever this card is in server 8, we kind of want to check. Because they just, like, played an Oppo. We have 2 tags. It's not, like, appealing to check a remote. That's the time that you want to check a remote if your opponent's trying to sneak something through on you. But at the same time, Arndt knows that. So he might be throwing a trap out there for me. I think it's unlikely, though, because it's the only card he threw on the board. So this turn's going to be... It can be draw, clean getaway, leaves me with 3 clicks, and then run server 8, clear 2 tags. And we want to draw later. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to clean getaway R&D as click 1. That's just going to get our money. And if we do take some damage off server 8, that is going to be a problem. So playing the clean getaway is risky. If I don't play the clean getaway, we're going to access the card in server 8 with 4 credits. Which I think I don't like. So I think we're going to do this. Okay. Cost me $1 to trash this. I think I might as well. I don't love spending a random $1 to trash things out of R&D. But I think we're going to. Because it's just like, we're just hitting cards. It's not great. We would definitely, like, I think you can leave that. But trash a Moonpaw off the top of R&D for $1 is, like, fine. It's another Bladder Wart. We could decide to not care. If we decide to not care, he's going to res it. If we decide to not care, he's going to res this. I must do this thing that you did last turn, which is thinking. Man. It's gonna give him money. Like, we can't let his money run away, really. Like, and we're already here. Yeah, I guess we're trashing this. That sucks. Drawing Carpe. That's good. Let me just clear the 2 tags. This is fine. This is a fine turn. If we had the Penny Shaver on the board, life would be so different, but the Info Bounty and the marks in R&D is like... The Info Bounty is justifying itself. But just barely. It's actually like just barely justifying itself. Because every time I run a remote, I'm also gaining $1 on the Penny Shaver. So, like, running R&D is my mark, so I get $1 off the Penny Shaver, but I get $2 off the Info Bounty. And then running a remote would have gotten me another Penny Shaver $1. So it's really not that great. And now that we have ice installed, like, I can't just, if we let him res the ice, then the Bladder Wart's going to be active. And I'm really not in a position to be dealing with that right now. He installed a Bladder Wart on the board. One of these should be Regenesis, right? But also we want to trash, like, Cohort. I don't have the clicks to deal with this, though. Because I need money. Like, credit, gamble, draw is, like, a fine turn here. And then we're going to let him Regenesis. Is that fine? I think I have to. I can Carpe. No, we're just gonna relax. The Mutual Favor is gonna be useful, maybe? It's gonna be more useful than the Bravado, I think. He's probably expecting me not to run on this turn, so... I mean, it's not clear, because I ran last turn, and he might think that I'll check the 2 new cards this turn, but I started the turn with $3, so, like, you're probably expecting the runner not to run this turn. Because running with low money means that if you access, like, a Cohort or a Bladder Wart or a Moon Pool, like, it's just going to cost you all your money. It's going to be hard to recover economically. So I'd expect him to do something that we don't like here. Like Regenesis of Fuji. That's probably the worst thing, short of dying. And we can die. He's just doing math, right? Okay, there's Cohort. See how they run. end of the line. He needs another advancement counter for that. He can like res a Reaper function. That's going to deal 2 damage. The Bladderwort's going to deal 1, which means I have 2 HP remaining. Lots of things can kill me here. But like, you know, we're not in position to deal with it. Uh-oh. Okay. It was double cohort. And I guess, like, what? Like, if we ran, we would have trashed one of them and then clicked for a credit and trashed the other one would have been, like, the best way to take down his board, and then I'd be broke. Not really the position we want to be in. Okay, using AU means that there isn't a Regenesis score, which makes sense, because 3, 5, and 6 is... I mean, there might be an agenda in Archives already, so... Or there might not be, so 3, 5, or 6 could be a Regenesis. He definitely knows that he's going to be losing those cohorts next turn. So whatever he's doing, he's got to do it now. And if it's not going to kill me, then it's probably not good enough. Because I can go trash, trash, and then draw back up, depending on how many cards I lose this turn. Cohort is triggering for money. Okay. Wait, you only... Oh, never mind. Yeah. Cohort triggered for money, cohort triggered for money. Okay. So he's got money now. This mutual favor for this Kurapira to break Simac will probably be relevant. I have a decision to make now, because I could just give him money. Not give him money, but like, yeah, like let him have money. He's probably gonna, if he oppos me for 4 tags here, I'm gonna be taking 4 tags. He's gonna pay 7, go down to $2. That is gonna be tough. It's gonna be very tough. Although if he's at $2, he can't res Anemone, which means I'll probably go and run my mark, and hopefully that mark is Archives. But if it's Fuji, I'm gonna be taking damage, so like, it's awkward. An upgrade. Ooh, and there's no oppo. That's a big deal. That's a very big deal. Okay. We got Mark R&D. I feel like we want to run Archives here. Again, 3, 5, and 6 is not Moonpool, right? And it's also not Spin Doctor, because I think he would have rezzed that to draw at some point. And I can probably track that point, but I'm not going to. Server 11 could be a Moonpool or a Spin. And server 2, like we've been seeing, like we've seen Angelique in AUCO now, which is maybe a card. About to score out. Like, Carpe? Oh, man. We can, like, Carpe into R&D. Thing is, like, we don't want to let him res his ice. That's one of the main concerns here. Draw thrice, install Fractor. Really want to run Archives. Really want to run Archives. Because that's like a Hollow Man on server 2 as well, right? Yeah, so we have to run Archives. And if we're going to draw, we want to draw later. So we just run Archives, click 1. Don't love this. A lot can go wrong here. But we're doing it. If any turn is the turn where he's hiding stuff in archives, it's this turn, right? Like he triggered a Yuko, triggered cohort twice. Almost as good a line. The question is, like, I probably don't contest the iced cohort, and we have to just contest the other one. We could just run it too. Like, the only thing that's stopping me from running ice is the fact that there's a bladder ward on the board. Because I have a sentry and a code gate breaker, so there's nothing that deals damage to me, unless he plays like Bato, which most AUKOs don't. So like we're not scared of making runs against ice. It might be I don't know. The game gets easier if he just like bursts up on credits. And then the bladder ward's not going to be active, but it's going to be harder because the oppos are going to be played for 4 tags. We're kind of already in that range. No res. Show me. Okay, so there was a moon pool in server 6. Surprised he didn't use that. See how they run? Could be one of the cards on the board. Touch-ups, cohort, anemone. Okay. Oh, and he's putting 2 advancement counters on a card in server 5. Wow. It's very possible that is just see how they run. Because the long think last turn, he got he fired cohort to get the AUKO trigger, and then he triggered AUKO, and it might just be like digging to see if he can find a way to score this see how they run that he's got just sitting on the board. And now that he's lost the moon pool, he's firing it to put it on the see how they run. So I'm probably actually running server 5. Are you interested in seeing me run? Yeah, I think we're just running server 5 here, and then we just draw back up, and that can cost us the game if this is he's interested in everything I do. Very good. Very good. Okay, yeah, we're running this. I think this could be see how they run. Because that was the point of the long think last turn. Because there had to have been something going on, right? With the cards on the board. There had to have been something going on last turn. Otherwise, you just, like, trigger the cohort, trigger the AU. And I guess that's what he did at the end of the day anyways. I'm holding my breath. Don't feel great about it. Because it could just be an Urtica and he's just dumping counters on with the moon pool, because that's what he's got. Right? Like, that was just, like, the only target for advancement counters, and he's just like, well, we might as well throw counters on here. It all could be the case. But I think, based off the double cohort and the trigger on the AUKO, we were digging for a kill, and he whiffed. Uh-oh. That's a sting, sure. So we're going to take 2 damage here. The FUT's being revealed. Okay. I can draw twice, go back to 5 cards. We can trash the FUT and go to 4 cards. We can also trash the cohort and trash the FUT. Which is probably better, but I really want to draw a card. The thing is, like, we have to keep in mind that if I just go to 5 cards in hand with stone chips on the board, I do win this game. So we just have to not die in the meantime, which means that we definitely draw a card here. We can get up-out, though. And if we deal with his money... Oh, it's tough. Very tough. Very, very tough. If we go trash, trash... Can I die? If we go trash, trash... He's going to get 1 cohort trigger. Man, this penny shaver would have been so good. If we go trash, trash... He's going to play Oppo. Guess we let him have it. None of these cards... Well, we'll just keep the gamble, I guess. And then if I trash the FUT, then I can't clear all the tags next turn if we get oppoed. He's gonna have too much freedom, though. I think that's okay. We just draw again. It's fine. It's fine. There's lots of things that can go wrong, regardless of what line I take. But drawing is going to get me closer to just having stone ship and no free lunch. And biobands as well. Like, biobands is going to help me clear the FUT along with clearing a tag. There's still 2 of those left in the deck. Like, there's so much draw left in the deck, right? There's 2 Nukas, 3 stone ships, 2 biobands. That's 7 cards. And if we run the FUT and we go down to 6 credits, and he goes trigger cohort, oppo for 4 tags, we're gonna, like, definitely be in a problem. It's a Makata Langit grid. Okay. That's cute, I guess. Yeah, there's a bit of tension here about letting him have money. Because if we let him have money, he's going to oppo. If we don't let him have money, then I have to have enough money to trash all his econ stuff, and I don't have that because I don't have the penny shaver. It's getting close-ish. In the sense that, like, I'm almost there. If he doesn't oppo me this turn, then, well, that's tough. Because there is a question of, like, I can't just let him have the cohorts. I can't just let him have the cohorts. Because there's just going to be, like, I mean, it'll be a different game. Like, he'll have, like, the ability to place advancement tokens on things by flipping cards face up. That's going to be a threat. So, a lot of reasons why we wouldn't want to let him have cohort. But if he doesn't oppo me this turn, then, like, I could just not turn on oppo and just, like, draw cards and get my kill protection, because now I'm at 4 points. And really the game is just in the kill protection. If I can't die to net damage, then he has to try to tag me to trash the stone ships. And if we just don't give him the opportunity to tag me until I like make a bunch of runs on central stealing agendas, that's one way this game can go. Of course, in that world, I'm not going to be trashing the FAT either, which is like really not ideal. And now that I've stolen a sting, the other stings are going to be scarier. There's no oppo. And we have Mark Archives, which is really good. Okay, we've seen a touch-ups. Right, we don't know if it's complete image or if it's end of the line. Or actually, no, we do know, because we've seen see how they run. So we want to trash the FAT. We want to run some of these other cards. And we want to end the turn on 5 cards. How are we doing that? If we run Archives, click 1, it could be Anemone, although he should have rezzed it last turn, which is very interesting. This turn's probably run the FAT, run Archives. We can just make no runs, right? Like, he can just score. We just need to not die. To touch-ups and end of the line. But we do die to touch-ups and end of the line. Because if he touch-ups to see how they run and then plays end of the line, we just die. In all worlds, except the world where we top deck a stone ship, which is like decent odds. The only other reason he didn't res on Archives is because it's just free for me to break, which I think makes the most sense. I definitely have to trash this FAT. So we start there. And then the question is, do we run Archives? I think the answer is there's no need. I think there's no need. I think we're just going to check one of these cards on the board. We'll run the FAT. And then we're going to run one of these cards in the remote. And it's going to be like an Urtica Cipher. And then we're just going to draw. Running Archives could be like... It is clickless. And I'm pretty close on points. Maybe we do just run Archives. Yeah, we are just going to run Archives. Because I'm at 4 points. He can't just give me points here. Yeah, so there's no Fuji. There's no Fuji in Archives here. So it's only Anemone on Archives that we're scared of. Which is pretty scary. And like the chances that it's Anemone is like decent. Because there's probably 3 of them in the deck and there's 5 ice on the board. On. So this is a joke that Arndt and I have where it's like, well, I mean, this is something that he says, which is like when he's playing games on JNet, he's just like watching TV. Like he's just clicking the buttons and like watching TV, and he's not too much like analysis going on. That's what he's referring to there. Blindfold. I want everyone in chat to put on a blindfold. There's a lot of banter this game. This is the great thing about playing with somebody who's like you're comfortable with and like is such a good friend. Okay. He's showing a card in server 12. I'm not going to tell you what it is if you put your blindfold on. Because I was instructed not to. So if you know what happened, and you know the card in server 12, then you've cheated. It's kind of weird that he's popping it now. It means that, like, it potentially means that the Ice on Archives is Spin Doctor. Or, sorry, is Anemone. There's a Sting. Okay. Which is fine, because we can still draw back up to cards. There is Complete Image. Oh, really? So he's playing Oppo and See How They Run and Complete Image? Very surprised. We still don't see a Bite or an Urtica Cipher in here, which increases the chances that a run on server 13 or 14 is good. But I think I want to draw twice, get a Stone Ship, and put that down. Still no Stone Ship. Sucks a lot. We could, of course, buy a bands. Well, actually, no. We want the buy bands. We want the buy bands for when the Oppo comes, actually. Yeah, we definitely can't run now. Or do we? I don't know. We can just play the bands on server 13 or 14. There's a Moon Pool. There's 2 Moon Pools and 2 Spin Doctors gone. And if we play the bands, we're going to draw 2 cards and maybe install a Stone Ship. Could be an important turn, right? Well, no, because he can't get the counters on the See How They Run this turn. Unless he has a Moon Pool on the board. I think we just trash the cohort. And draw again. I could draw again and just try to find the Stone Ship, really. Get rid of the cohort is a line. I think that's what we're doing. Because I've stolen a Sting already. So the thing is live. The Oppo is live. The cohort's just going to prevent, like, absolutely prevent any advancement counters showing up on the board. The buy bands is good. One thing we might keep in mind is that, like, maybe we can craft our hand such that there's no events in hand. So when he plays touch-ups, he's not going to hit anything. It's a thing we can go for. Of course, if he plays Oppo here, we're probably just, like, hammering centrals and trying to find 2 points. And the odds of that should be pretty good. It's an interesting game. We're doing good. The fact that there's a second sting means that the third sting does 3 damage now. Fat can make that 4. And then touch-ups can make that lethal. So sting on the board plus touch-ups and Fat can be lethal. And that would make sense as to why he gave me the sting. We really need this stone ship. Like, there's 3 in the deck. I selected the right deck, right? Like, we are playing this, I'm pretty sure, which has 3 stone ships in it. Oh yeah, we definitely are, because we've seen Mutual Favor along with 2 copies of Cat's Cradle. This is the only list I have in my collection, in my JNet deck builder like this. We were doing really well for the fact that we haven't drawn. We've just been clicking to draw this whole game. We've drawn a Class Act and a Biobands, and otherwise we've clicked to draw. Which means how many times have we clicked to draw? There we go. So 4 cards off Class Act, 2 cards off Biobands is 6 cards. And there was 42 cards left at the start of the game. So that's 36. Minus 21 is 15. I've clicked to draw 15 times this game. And it's turn 8, which means I've spent 32 clicks. So a little less than half my clicks this game have been spent drawing. And that's with the Class Act trigger too. Like, from turn... Well, I guess I got the Class Act, like, turn 4 or 5. So, like, we've seen so many cards we've drawn. We finally found a Biobands. That's a little scary. Uh-oh. And I almost Biobands one of those cards. So had I Biobands, there was a 50-50 that we hit the moon pool. Lost the Biobands. 2 cards left in hand. He might just be digging for the sting. That might be what this is. And if he finds the sting and 2 other agendas, then he wins. He can click 1 draw to find the sting if he doesn't find it, and he has 2 other agendas in HQ. Does he find it? Looks like that's what this line is. Nothing yet. Okay. That's the clearest win, right? So he's playing Petty Cash from the Heap. Sure. Draw 3 cards. Install Stone Ship. Right? He has no points. We just need to not die. He has no points. Which is like the stupidest thing about these AU Coke decks. Is the fact that like the agendas don't matter until you get to 7, and like that's not how Netrunner is supposed to be played. But alright. We might just like hammer centrals here and just steal 2 points. The odds of that should be pretty high. Should be quite high. We'll probably run our mark wherever that is. And if we get anemone, we'll continue. But like, okay, so we can think this through, right? If I go draw 3 cards and install Stone Ship, we're going to have 4 cards in hand and a Stone Ship. And that's just going to be good enough. Oh, no. I lost all my events. Wait, but that... How does that deal a damage? Oh, he's got... Yeah, okay. Fine. Yeah, that sucks. It had to be an event. We lost 2 events in a Chesby. We had a bunch of events in our hand. So the odds of this being an event was like the odds of us losing 2 events out of hand instead of all 3 was pretty high. Size. Penny Shaver on top. 2 Stone Ships coming up. Oh, man. Draw 3 cards, install Stone Ship was there. But it would have been the last draw, so I don't know if we would have even had it. Alright. Would we have won this game had I kept the Penny Shaver? I don't know. Like, I think we had to keep this. We had to keep this info bounty. Yeah, we had to keep this. We had to keep the info bounty because it was just giving us $2 right away. And I didn't even spend that much. Like, I didn't really spend clicks getting credits. So, like, I just like spent clicks drawing. Yeah. All right. What do y'all think? Let me catch up on chat now. Echelon. Y'all don't like Echelon? Imagine if this Echelon was a Carmen or gun, it would have been no different. Why people play Echelon and Crim is beyond me. What? Echelon's like... I mean, it gets to 3 or 4 strength. Like, it's... Yeah, give me a moment. Yeah, you don't have to boost it if it, like... 3 strength stuff is, like, really awkward for Carmen. Like, there's Doom Scrolls, there's Drafters. Like, I guess there's... like, I guess you could say that the Sentries right now is, like, not that friendly into Echelon as they were before, because Drafter's not that popular, with HB not being popular. But, like, I don't know, Revolver, yeah, there was, I mean, it wouldn't have made a difference this game. The Oppo decks don't play Regenesis, they play CI, they run end of the line or Orbital. Some of them do. We saw, like, I mean, the deck that I played against last weekend do. Like, I mean, it's easy to put Regenesis in there, so it's a hard call to make. We're getting schooled. Heh. Who could ever put Tattoo Bola in archives? $47 cards you don't see to see the Stone Ships. Oh boy. We've gotten Class Act off of Baya to install. Thanos, you're asking about, like, if I played the Baya bands last turn instead of just clicking to draw. If I played the Baya last turn, then we wouldn't have gotten Class Act because I drew the Baya bands. Oh, I guess you're probably asking about, like, the next turn. Would we have gotten Class Act off of Baya to install? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and definitely. if we had a place to run, which is the problem because we actually don't have a place to run. So like it depends on this board, but like there's probably something naked that we can run. So we're probably naked running, like running somewhere with the buy bands, draw, see extra cards, hopefully install a stone ship, and that would have been that. Server 3 can be advanced. We want to find out what server 3 is. I want to find out what server 3 is. Maybe that was the see how they run. And there was just like game on the board. But the thing is, like, okay, before he answers the question, like, even if it is game on the board, like, it's not like, that's not a moment where you're like, you're like kicking yourself because you woulda, coulda, shoulda ran that. Like, you can't. See them run. Dang. So it was just see how they run. So my read was correct. He just advanced the other agenda. When he moonpooled, there was a see how they run on the board, and there was a sting on the board. And he advanced the sting, and I ran the sting. And we didn't run the see how they run. Which I think is actually the difference. Which I think is the difference. Like if I had the penny shaver, like I would have been much more willing to just poke around and check cards. But no, that's not even the case that game. Because normally what happens is you like poke around and check cards because I don't have to spend clicks to draw. But that game we just spent so many clicks to draw. Like that's really what that game came down to. Like, it was like 15 clicks, right? If I had that correctly. Cards drawn by basic action, 15. Yeah, I had 38 clicks gained, but like many of these were sable clicks. So like it was 8 turns, right? It was 8 turns, so it's 32 clicks. We spent 15 of them drawing. Oh man. 51 cards. A little less luck. In my opinion, by the time Echelon gets up, you have stuff like Chesby down and the money doesn't matter. It's more important to have a killer that can break those sentries early. That's a fair point. That is a fair point. You could just play Carmen. I wouldn't play Revolver in this deck because you can't you're breaking a set amount of sentries, and like you run into a Biowak, and like Biowak can't be broken by Boomerang, even though Revolver is efficient against it. So I lean towards the Carmen. You could play 1 Carmen, 1 Revolver, and then you can like maybe make use of that mutual favor as well. I can see that. This hand is bad. This hand's like also not ideal, but it's a little better. Oh, I gotta change my deck list. We're gonna go like this and like this. This is the ob that I played last weekend. And then I'm gonna, okay. I'll have to catch up on chat afterwards. Control plus, there we go. Okay. That is not an econ card. I would like an econ card. Now, we don't want to... We probably just like throw the envelopment out there, and then like he'll die to it when he bankars. But let's start with a draw. That doesn't help. Treelon and HQ, envelopment on R&D. The Tithe being in hand sucks. The Fly Swatter being in hand is good. Tithe being in hand is fine, but like, yeah. Alright, so I guess we're putting this on HQ, and this on R&D, and like, we're never gonna ice R&D again. That makes sense. We just let him in, and he's gonna rip one of these agendas. I don't res here. We can't give him a raindrops draw. Extract is really good that he didn't steal. If he steals there, like, we just, like, it's so bad. Like, especially the Basalt. So bad. KPI. Do I jam? Could jam. We could go install Basalt, install Fly Swatter, KPI the Tithe on top, and advance the Basalt. That's crazy, I think. Might be feeling crazy. The KPI can also just shuffle the Basalt away. We do want to just start scoring, but we're up against an aggro deck. And this extract is really good once the ice gets rezzed. So I think we're clicking for credits here. He's going to poke HQ, ideally. Yeah, we're just going to set up for this score. This is fine. It's a lot of risk if we draw. If we draw like an anthill or a cyber sand or a humanoid, like that's amazing, but if we draw like an agenda or something, then we're going to have to like install this Tithe somewhere. I don't really want to commit the Tithe quite yet. Right, okay. So Tithe in the remote, install Basalt, advance. Alternatively, we could just play the KPI. That's going to let us res a bunch of stuff. And it's going to make the remote a little more credible. We can gain $2 and place an advancement counter. That's going to put us at 7. We should have envelopment HQ. We could also double advance this remote. And then we lose to Botulus. But whatever. Oh, we don't lose to Botulus because it's a freaking Fly Swatter. Yeah, YOLO. This is going to insulate us against the rip the slash and burn out of HQ that could happen. Because he's probably going to like run HQ, bank our HQ, run HQ, no res, and he can like 1 and 3 the slash and burn. And if he installs Gourmand, he could like trash one of the other cards and then run back and steal the slash and burn. So a couple ways that we can lose the slash and burn here, and like with the Fly Swatter, we should be okay. Like Rising Tide is the breaker that's easy to install. No way. That's Tithe into ETR. He's good. No way. It's Tithe into ETR. Install Botulus. Do it. He's being played. Although he could botulus it after. If he runs click 1, I'm gonna have to res, and then he can botulus it after. Which is not ideal for us. Oh, if he pops the fermenter before too. Okay, so now he can no longer pop fermenter, install botulus, run. Now he can't botulus run, although he can get the botulus if we hit it with damage. How good is he? We'll find out. How good is he? Audrey. Okay. So it's not it. So we're gonna... Oh, I can't score. Lol. Oh, we can score. Wait, can we score? Credit, extract. No, we can't score. That sucks. Oh, we can score if we can play the slash and burn. Okay, now we can score with the slash and burn. This is good. Do I want to... I need to pull out my deck list. I'm going to pull out my deck list on the side here. I'm pretty sure the extract doesn't do me anything. You know, yeah, okay. So we go boom. Boom. Score. And then we just take a credit. And that's all we can do. And now we have this 3-pointer scored that he's going to have to run archives randomly because of it. It's good to know he's playing Audrey as well. A run on HQ here can get him the humanoid. If he doesn't run HQ, we're going to be installing the humanoid. I'm a credit short from being able to play the extract and install the humanoid. And we don't really have, like, Excavator's not even that good in this matchup because it's going to give Lou a thing to trash, which is going to trigger his ID, trigger his Solidarity Badge, trigger his Audrey. I should have put the envelopment on HQ, hey? Am I even gonna pick this up? Like, he's just gonna hammer HQ, right? Do I just let him have this? Because he definitely just runs HQ. And, like, it's just gonna sit in hand for a little bit. Yeah, we just let him have this. I'm just gonna keep my basalt counter. Go ahead. You can have it. Maybe that's wrong. Very well could be wrong. He's right. He does get paladin value as well. So he gets $1. But, like, I think he gets that anyways. Like, if he just, like, hammers HQ, maybe he doesn't want to hammer HQ. But yeah, here it comes. I want to keep this humanoid. Okay. That's great, actually. The extract and the humanoid were definitely the best cards in my hand. Here's another extract. Now I could just... Oh, man, see, like, this is the problem with drawing the tithe. Is I only have one tithe in the deck. So I can't even, like, extract the fly swatter for a tithe on HQ. But we're definitely going credit, extract here. The remote's kind of awkward for him to run, right? He's gonna have to give me a credit if he runs this remote. Because otherwise I'm just extracting for a spin doctor. I don't like that either. Yeah, we're just installing this. This is fine. I was just praising you to myself for playing this patiently before the score. And now I'm broke, and all I have is this remote. Bank on HQ. Yeah, the envelopment on R&D was really bad. Really, really bad. It definitely should have been on HQ. Definitely. Like, I think I was planning to res... I don't know. Like, if he didn't raindrops on that first turn, then I would have res the tree line, and all of this would have been very different. He said thank you. Yeah, so there's another world where this tree line would have been res, and I would have been happy about it. But because it was a raindrops, that's why I didn't res. It is Rashida. It is actually Rashida. Okay. Maybe I would have liked to trash that. Oh my god. Okay, we're in this game. Spin Doctor, Excavator. And of course we can also extract, but there's nothing... Like, we would just be getting a Trank Grid, which we don't want to do. So we could just get the Spin Doctor and extract the Spin Doctor for $3 is a line. But I think we get the spin either way. The Excavator's probably not good enough this game. Because just we have the extracts. The excavator's pressure. He's gonna have to run and trash it. No, I want the spin. We want to like play a hedge fund. Of course we don't get a hedge fund. Trankard in the remote is good. And then like Kesselrode on HQ is fine. And then we definitely play an extract, and it's just like, I think we just trashed the Spin Doctor for 3 more credits. I hate that so much. But that's the state of our board, I think. Yeah. We can always get it back with the Salt Spire. We have money now. We gotta protect HQ. Kesselrode into tree line's pretty good. Tree line's awkward for Audrey. He's going to want to put a Botulus on that. Mavericks would have been sick too. Man, yeah. So the Spin Doctor. Oh no, you're really. Yeah, Mavericks would have been sick. Mavericks would have been insane. Like, Hedge Fund would have been good. I mean, really just those 2 cards. That's 5 cards, though. Pretty good odds we draw that. This sucks. Our deck is good into this, though, like, right? It matches up well. We just have to figure out how to navigate this. And it is difficult. Very, very difficult. It's good to know he plays Pinhole. It's also got a no free lunch. Maybe. Hey! What a draw. That's a great draw. Okay. I can extract the Tithe for a Spin Doctor to start things off. The problem is he can break this remote. Unless we find a Mavericks. Which is a thing we can find. I think that's what we're doing. I think it is what we're doing. I don't know, the Tithe is like annoying to him. He's played 2 Raindrops. Like, we could just like install Ice. But no, we just play this. There's a Mav. Okay. We do Purge. And we just get a Kesselrode on the remote. Yeah. Actually, no. We're not doing that. We should install this in a new remote. Cause now we're giving away that it's an upgrade, and I kind of already gave it away. But we want to give away as little information as possible, so when you're planning to pop the Mav, you should put that in a new remote. We're going to get a Kesselroyd on server 1. We've now baited this Bankar. He can come in and trash. It's going to cost him 2 net damage and a way to get through this Fly Swatter, which we currently don't have. And at some point, this Bankar and R&D is coming, right? Right? This Mav is useful to keep in archives. We're gonna want to spin doctor back these extracts, although we might want to keep one in the bin for the basalt, so it's probably extract and either spin doctor or humanoid. Humanoid's good to get back because then the cyber sand's not useless. The tithe is also really useful to get back. And of course the spin doctor is good too. It's probably the tithe and the extract. This deck is lacking a second copy of Tithe. That's like the thing that this list is missing for sure is a second copy of Tithe. And I just I can't find the slot for it. Ooh, okay. That makes sense. That's always there. Like, Botulus is in the deck, so this is not a surprise. There's Hermes as well. Oh, and he has the Raindrops. What is that? What is that, Arndt? You have the third copy of Raindrops. It's not fair. Losing Lago is good. We die to Mav. Does he not? He definitely does. I guess we're just going to put the excavator in the remote, and then we're just going to use the excavator to start eating up this remote. The 2-costers become 1s, and unfortunately we've drawn all our 1s. Humanoid, Trankard, and Tithe are the only 1s in the deck, so we're going to have to shuffle here. We'll shuffle, like... Well... We could just shuffle the Tithe back in. We could shuffle the Tithe back in and just, like, basalt this Fly Swatter into the Tithe. We could just stack up ice on this remote here. That'll get us the Azif score. It's not going to be super safe, but he doesn't have a ton of cards in his hand. I think we're going for that. I think we are going for that. We're going to spin back this Tithe. Although I could Basalt counter first, actually. Right, so we actually just start our turn. So we start our turn, and we get a little bit of information. And then we're going to Basalt counter to pick up the extract, and then the turn is going to be install Hollow Man. No, we don't have to click to install the Hollow Man. That sucks. If we go Hollow Man, Agenda, and then put the Tithe on top, it's very clear that he can get in. If I install the Agenda and I install the Castleroid and then extract, it's less clear. But he still has Audrey, so we might actually just want to chill. And if he's going to come pop the spin, like, we'll just make him come pop the spin, right? I think that's what we're doing. Yeah, okay. We're going to go draw, install, install. I think that's the turn. Okay. If I play the hedge fund, that's a little baity. Because we play the hedge fund, install the excavator, and then, like, he's going to be looking at me weird. $11 credits to res all the stuff, which I am going to have. But we're never going to run R&D unless he's bank carded. So, okay, so we're going to go Excavator and Kesselroyd. And we're not going to play this hedge fund. We're going to, like, pretend like this is what we're going for. He might push this. Another Botulus. Botulus on the innermost ice of HQ. Run HQ is a play. He doesn't go for that. That's really, really good. Pinhole, Sure Gamble, Strike Fund back into the deck. Lago and Bankar out of the game. And then Bankar the remote. Very good. He has no more raindrops now. No. You're gonna say Jose. This is great. Okay, draw a card, run the remote, res Kesselroyd, take 2 damage. Absolutely, right? Because there's no raindrops. We'll just, like, he's just going to take some damage here. The rest of this ice doesn't matter. We're going to be extracting it off pretty soon, ideally. Oh, he's going to break with the Audrey. Wait, what? He has to... Oh, he's... Yeah, he's breaking. He's going to use the steel skin, sure. So he's got envelopment on his mind, so that's probably not going to kill him. He's going to pay $4 here. He's going to gain $1 back and draw a card with Lou. Get a Solidarity Badge counter, get an Audrey counter. Now he's going to run the spin. So we have to pop this. I'm definitely getting the Tithe, because there's so much one-costers I need to get back that I'm going to install. I'm probably getting... Like, I could just get the Humanoid back as well. Second card's not as clear. Because it could just be the Trank Grid. The other thing I can do is I can just use Fly Swatters to purge the Botulus, and that's how we're going to make the remote work. That's probably what's going to happen here, actually. Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen here. Because we're actually just going to pick up that Fly Swatter with the Basalt. Which means we just have to keep up our money. Ooh. True. The Mavericks is a thing. That's also just another way we can get this. Which maybe means we actually just want a 2-coster? Or we just want money, really. The Extract. Or the KPI. Or just the spin. This is really important. I'm gonna get the Humanoid. There's still 2 Cyber Sand Harvesters left in the deck. So if we draw one of those, the Humanoid can be live. Okay, we're definitely getting the Mavericks here. Off the Basalt counter. So it's gonna be Hedge Fund. Hedge Fund, install Mav, install Tucana. Or, well, Hedge Fund, install Mav, install As If, and then we're gonna get the Tucana. He's gonna bounce an Ice, which is gonna suck. But he shouldn't be able to get into the remote here. Yeah, and I can res everything. Yep. Lost the Basalt. Of course we did. Pretty sure this is the line. There is a Fly Swatter left in the deck. There is a Kesselroyd left in the... Oh, no, there isn't. There's both... All 3 Kesselroids are on the board. There's a Fly Swatter left in the deck. There's 2 Cyber Sands, a Regolith, and a Tucana left in terms of 2-costers. We have exactly 11 credits after the Mav. He's in Banca R&D, okay. Let's take a bunch of net damage off the envelopment. And then he's going to try to steal. Thinking. So the fermenter, I think, doesn't matter. Like, he hasn't shown real breakers. What does the fermenter do? But also, what does waiting do? Right? Waiting means that if he runs R&D and sees 3, he's going to be able to trash things. No, but like, he definitely has real breakers. It's just whether or not they're in hand. No action. Yeah, I think we just let him be. We're gonna give him this fermenter. Might be really wrong. But we're kind of scared of the Audrey. The other thing is, by not pre-popping it, we might actually just save it. Because he might like run R&D and hit a Mav, right? Or he like just... well, if he doesn't run the remote at all and he just pops the fermenter, then like that'll be a net negative for me, because I could have just popped it at the start of the turn and denied the fermenter. Install Simon Chip, install Gachapon. Okay. Run R&D. Yep. Envelopment. Here we go. Here we go. No hard feelings. There are 5 subroutines on this envelopment. He has 4 cards in hand. He can't die, because he can simulchip the Botulus onto the envelopment, and that'll break 2 subroutines. So it's just not possible for him to die. It's just like, how difficult is it going to be for him? No. He can, like, Audrey. Okay. This is fine. There was no window anyways, right? Because he installs the Botulus and then breaks immediately. Fire Rest, okay. Strike Fund. Lago, Pinhole, nice. Okay, so now I think we res this Maverus. Just in case he steals. The odds of him stealing are decent. Yeah. Yeah, I have to res this. But the odds that he hits a Maverus out of R&D is also decent, so there's not a reason to pop it here. No. Sad. And he doesn't hit a Maverus either. Come on. Disappointing. Close game, close game, close game. Well, I mean, now we can install Azif, install Hollow Man. Then this run on HQ is coming. We can double res. Started next turn, we're definitely going to purge. He could click the fermenter now, then we won't. And this is what he's thinking about right now too, right? Because he knows that, like, if he doesn't pop the fermenter now, I'm definitely going to purge starter next turn. Maybe I won't, though. I don't know. Not popping would be crazy. Oh, he's going to write it out for us. Exactly what I just said. If he pops the fermenter now... Oh, I don't think this runs kill. Okay. Could play around dying. I don't have kill. He's right. Pop the fermenter. Okay, so that makes my next turn easy, which means, well, it basically means we're not popping the Mavericks. Oh, what a draw. That's such a good draw. That's a sick draw. So it's definitely hedge fund, install. Wait a second. If I can score this Azif, he's just dead. But I had no way of doing it. Right? Because the Hollow Man wasn't in the deck. If the Hollow Man was in the deck, he would have just been dead. Right? There's no way I can kill him. There's no slash and burn. There's no way for me to get slash and burn. Yeah. Yeah, there's no way I can kill him. That's so sad. So I just installed 2 cards in the remote. That's so sad. Oh, man. Yeah, we started that turn with $6. Oh, and he found the Rising Tide. That's going to get him into this remote here. Yeah, if the Hollow Man was still in the deck, he was just dead. He was credit. Oh no, I had an extra credit. I needed 5, and I had 6. Wow. Wow. Okay, well now he can just Rising Tide in here. Now we're like very screwed. Wait. I could have popped the Mav for a Fly Swatter. Is it too late? Yeah, it's too late. We pop the Mav for this Fly Swatter. And then we lose to a Koge Breaker. Kesselroyd, Treeline. Does block HQ. But barely. Yeah, he just comes HQ, sees 3. Yeah, thinking. Gosh. Pop the Mav. Wow. Wow. When he runs HQ, we go res, and then we Basalt Spire. Like extract into the hand. Okay, we're doing it. There's no, like, we don't win this game otherwise. It's not that good. He definitely runs HQ here. 4, 5, 6. So we go res. I've got $4. Res. I pick up the extract. That's gonna let me extract the. Oh, we don't even have a 3-cost ice on the board. That's crazy. We've drawn all our 2-cost ice. Yeah, normally we have a 3-cost ice on the board here. We're going R&D. Oh, we're just gonna pay through this? It fires? Oh yeah, because I don't have an ob trigger anymore. Fair enough. Okay. Can't do anything about that. If he steals, he steals. His odds are not that good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 agendas are not in the deck. There's like 4 left in there out of 21. Or 3 left in there, actually. Got him. What did he trash? Well, he trashed Extract and saw 1 additional card and trashed Mav. And now he's running back to C3. Please. Please. That works-ish. He can't trash or steal. No trash or steal. Oh, that means it's something trashable. Because if he trashes, well, if he steals, he just bounces one of these cards. I guess that's actually like a 50-50. But if he trashes, he just runs the remote. And he can just break the Fly Swatters with the Audrey and the Kesselroyds with the Rising Tide. This is so bad. Everything is really bad. Everything is really, really, really bad. Thing is, they're like, I don't know, like, no trash, really good. Like, the Humanoid was really good for us that he didn't check. But I still feel like we missed a couple draws. Like, there was a very clear Mav turn at the very start of the game that would have been really good. There was... Ooh, what's happening here? Thinking... Okay, so we have an Azif, right? That's what we're thinking about. The Tide is back in the deck. And the Humanoid is back in the deck. So we might just go pick up the Humanoid when we trash this Fly Swatter. That's a line. Maybe that's what we do here, is we just go res, and then we score the Azif, get the Humanoid. And he might actually just kill himself here. with the as if. Yeah, okay, so we definitely res the Kesselroyd. We'll see what he does with that first. And then, like, $4, $5, $6 does get us this as if with an extra click left, with an extra 2 clicks left. $6 gets us the as if with an extra 2 clicks left. What does that do for us? Not a ton, so I think we're just resing. And he's gonna break and then die to this as if. Please. Please. Please, please, please. Please. Oh my lord. Is there a way for me to do this and win for sure? With the Basalt counter, I can get KPI. So I can go install KPI advance hollow. Died was even bounce. Exactly. I need 3 credits after resing the Hollow Man, and I'm not going to have it. If he steals, okay, if he steals the Green Mail and bounces the Hollow Man, then we win. If he steals the Green Mail and bounces the as if, then there's no reason for me to pre-res this Hollow Man. Because we go install. Like, can I do it with extract somehow? No. There's no way for us to gain a credit. We could top deck KPI. That's... No, that doesn't even work. I hate to give the 5th... Oh, yes. Oh. Okay. He chooses not to die and to live for another day. He's making good choices. He's making good choices. Which means the game is now back to me. What do I do? Problem is our scoring path is really sus. What a game. What are we doing? The tree line's really good. But we can, like, put the Winchester on HQ? I don't know. Extract, click Hollow Man, install Basalt is a line. Extract. Oh, it's not a line. It's not a line because we can't. Oh no, we can't. Yeah. That works. My God. Sandstone, Ashar, Anthill, Mavris. Thing is, we don't really want to extract because we're already getting our ob trigger. We don't have a 3-coster on the board for this stupid as if. It can be like, no, we can't use this. We could use, like, using the basalt counter is, like, not that crazy. Even though there's the agenda in there. He knows the top card of R&D. We could run him through the remote. That's probably what we're doing. Okay, so we're going to run him through the remote with this green mail. No, but the Hollow Man's, like, threatening enough, I think. Maybe it's not. Res Hollow Man, credit, click it, score. No, that's not. That can't be it. That can't be it. We have to basalt. We have to basalt first for econ. So it's basalt for hedge fund. It's basalt for hedge fund. Play the hedge fund. Hollow, click the hollow. That puts me at 3 credits. And then we put the green mail in the remote. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and he knew the top card too. That's right. Yeah, we have to go for this. Oh, we can. Oh, we can't get the humanoid. Lol. Sad. We can put the tithe on top. We can put the tithe on R&D. Could just put the tithe on R&D. And just deter a run. Sure. No, it's too late now. We did the damage. Don't mind the tithe on R&D instead of the remote. Because he's going to want to run R&D. And, like, we do need the spin doctor. We do need the spin doctor, but, like, the remote would have been pretty annoying for him. I should have put it on the remote. That's a misplay. We should have put the tithe on the remote, for sure. One, two, three, four. Yeah, because he would have had to spend an Audrey counter, and, like, the tithe would have fired. Yeah. We definitely should have put the tithe on the remote. That's a very bad misplay. And this green mail is, like, showing up, and it's being really awkward. Because, A, he has Hermes, and also because, like, it's not actually going to help me win here. Which was always the problem with the one Hermes. Like, that's the other thing about this deck, is that I don't... Like, the Agenda Suite has a lot of pros and cons. We've been going for a while. I need to plug my phone in. I'm gonna go get a charger. Oh boy. Now he knows that I can just win next turn, so I definitely should have put the tithe on the remote. Yeah, that was bad. We can just score this. We get it out of here. He's running HQ. That's very good for me. Okay. Tithe has made R&D, like, just annoying enough that he's not going to poke for singles. So that's good. And he's continuing the run, which is really good for me. Really, really good. And he's seeing 2. Okay, tithe has been justified. He would not have ran HQ if the tithe wasn't there. He would have definitely seen 2 out of R&D. Like 100% seen 2 out of R&D there. Okay, Mask Rovka Winchester. Okay, move Hollow Man. No. Well, it's not game. But I can score the green mail. Thing is, the green mail is a live card for him. Because he can steal the green mail and then steal the other slash and burn, and that can be game. It is such a problem. Okay. That's useful, actually. The other thing is that he doesn't know the green mail is useless for me. So he might think that I have another green mail now. So he might come and run HQ again. Basalt just sitting in the bin. No way. Man, I'm so sad that I've there's probably so much going on in chat that I would love to follow along on. If there's even people here. Because this game has been going on for an hour and 6 minutes, and the first game was also an hour. Here's the run on R&D. 4th credit for me? Damn. I wanted that. Okay, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Very good. Oh, man. So sad. It's a good attempt. Basalt Spire was coming. Yeah, I guess we weren't. Well, the Cyber Sand Harvester comes down. The humanoid gets triggered. Oh, there's an Above the Law left. Forgot about that. Just had to have that. Alright, chat. What do we think about all that? I got so much to catch up on. Yeah, getting swept sucks, but those were fun. Having good banter is not is irreplaceable. Those Mavs were not in good positions for me. Because he trashed 2 of them out of the deck, and then I like only found one, and it wasn't at like the bestest of times. The Stavkas would have been relevant as well had I found those. And again, like he would have died that turn if the Hollow Man was just in the deck instead of in my hand. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh no! Restream logged me out? Oh my god. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll keep playing. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Like, Restream logged me out. I don't know what happened here. I'm gonna try to log back in. This is my, like, Restream as in my chat app. Logged me out. So, is it gonna have... Oh, it does have the chat. Okay, we're good. No half rune, yeah. KPI is a nice card. Thank you. There's got to be a better use for the counter. I assume we're talking about the... That was like an hour ago. Yeah. Popping the map was definitely too late. That was like that. Like I shouldn't even be like if you know, like most like you really shouldn't be asking for that. And like he can very much say no, but like it was something that I would have thought about for after click one. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's totally right. Can't afford to trash and run remote the cyber sand. No fut. Yeah, we're not playing a damage. We're not playing we're not trying to kill them. We're trying to score agendas. If he feels he can't get into the remote, he might feel like he has to get accesses from wherever, which involves running archives. Yeah. There's nothing we can do about that. Like, but the thing is, like as Zinchling. Oh, actually, no. Zinchling was talking about something else. But the like he could have ran the remote. It was very much an open line for him. Oh, wait. So I did lose some chat? I did lose some chat. We should have just shuffled the spin with the second spin, yeah. That was a tough spin. There were so many cards we wanted there. I knew it, yes. Aren't the Mr. Krabs aren't, by the way. Aren't when there was a turn where the first time you were like, I don't think you're on kill, and then you like popped the fermenter, you were on one card, and I could have killed you with the Zeef protocol if I if I had it, like like I just needed to have the Hollow Man in the deck, and the Mavericks was on the board, so I could have Mav to get the Hollow Man and scored the Azif from hand, or if I had a Slash and Burn in hand, which I didn't. Although this might have just been a mistake, because on that turn I pre-res the Mav, so that might be something that we can actually replay review here. Oh, you need to leave the game first for me to actually look at it. But basically, on that turn, I pre-res the Mav. I pre-res the Mav, and like that was just maybe unnecessary. People were watching a loading page for 6 hours because YouTube didn't end your stream? No way. That's hilarious. A loading page. I'll have to go watch that. You should probably know X and 4 is the cut bubble. I went and checked last night. Wait, what? Wait, Jai, I thought there's no cut. I thought this was just a Swiss-only tournament. You're kidding, right? Oh, you were getting ready for fancy Audrey discard to get to 16. That's funny. Wait, Jai, you're kidding, right? I thought this was a Swiss-only tournament. It's an online elevation Swiss league. A Swiss league doesn't have a cut. I thought that was the deal. Yo, if it had a cut, we should have definitely ID'd. But no, we should play because it's for the content. Yeah. No, yeah, aren't on. Maybe I shouldn't have rezzed. This is interesting. We can go back to this turn here. Oh, and the agenda got thrown in there because of the Basalt counter. So on this turn here, you ran, and I rezzed the Mav. This was definitely just bad. Because you never run here, right? You steal an agenda and you just bounce one of these cards. Yeah, this was just a straight misplay for sure. Holy smokes, what are we doing? Wait, yeah, what was I thinking here? What was I thinking here? How did I miss that? This was so bad. It's top 8. I went and scrolled the Discord announcements. Maybe that changed? Huh. Interesting. Okay. That's good to know. Wait, yeah. I threw right here. What are we doing? That turn you were meant to crack Mav, click 1 to stuff Bankar. Well, yeah, there was like, I could have cracked Mav earlier and just like blocked this fermenter. And then like he wouldn't have that much money, like the Rising Tide wouldn't really be working that well, and that the game could be like maybe going better in that way. But yeah, this was god-awful. What am I doing here? This was so bad. I'm just like... It just didn't click. I think, okay, so the reasoning I rezzed this was because I was like, well, if he steals and bounces the Mav, then he can run the remote. But that makes no sense because he can, like, it kind of makes sense, but like he doesn't know that it's the Mav that he bounced. So he could just be running the remote to trash a Mav, which is actually like a fine turn. So maybe it was like I was screwed either way. Yo, that's so bad. I definitely shouldn't have rezzed it. The only justification for pre-rezzing is getting to pop Mav for Fermenter. That's not even true. That's not even true, Jai. Because I can wait until the run is done and then res the Mav and pop it. Popping Mav would be goading them to pop their Fermenter and not draw. No. It was just really bad. No, it was not even dubious. Let's not try to be nice. This was just awful. If you're rezzing the Mav for Hermes, in my opinion, you just trash it to stuff Bankar and Fermenter, since I don't think they run remote without Audrey. It costs so much money and they only had 8 credits. Oh, I see. You want me to pop the Mav to get a Fly Swatter, or, well, any 2-cost dice, which would have been a Fly Swatter, on R&D. That's what you're saying? That makes sense. Yeah, that can make sense. But that's like a good attempt. But the problem with the current board is that if I res the Mav and pop it for a piece of ice and I don't get the Takana, then if he doesn't run, then I just score the Azif. And then he gets to bounce a card. And then he runs that server. Maybe that's fine because that gets me to 5 points. They can't find an Audrey counter in R&D through that, and they have to go HQ. Right. And then they come run HQ. We go res. And then he either simul-chips a botchless, which would be quite bad. Yeah, no, there's still too many ways that can go wrong. Oh, actually, he wouldn't be Bankard on HQ. So, yeah, no, he wouldn't be able to get into HQ. No, you're right. So he wouldn't have run for sure if I popped the Mav for a piece of ice. For the Fly Swatter, it's the only one that's left. So we pop the Mav for the Fly Swatter. And then he does nothing. Draws cards, pops the Gachapon maybe. And then maybe he finds something to do. And then I go score. Trash the Fly Swatter on the remote, and get a Tithe on the remote. And now I win off an Azif above the law with a Slash and Burn or the Hollow Man, and I don't have to put the agenda on the board. I can see that. Moral of the story is I should have left the Hollow in R&D. Man. Okay, well, this is why, simply don't draw. Okay, when I do these replay reviews, I'm mainly looking for my own misplays, and if I find something, that's why I dwell on it a lot, because it's a big deal to me. And this was so bad. Yeah. He could pop the wrong card here. He could bounce the Mavericks and leave me the Azif, and I can still score. And then I keep the Mavericks. He can bounce the as if, and then the Mav is just unresed in there. Yeah, that was really bad. Really, really bad. All right. Well, that's that. Jai, you're telling me... Jai, how many rounds are we playing? Install KPI for advanced plus shuffle, crack Mav, GG. True. Wait, did I have that line? Wait a second. I had that line. No way. I had that line. And I missed that. Jai, you are so right. Misplay number 2. Holy smokes. I had that line. Install KPI for shuffle, crack the Mav, click the Hollow Man. Bro. Not reading your own cards. Oh my god. It's 7 rounds? Okay. So I need another sweep. Bro, what? I hate this deck. There's too much. There's too much random trickery. I had that line. I just missed lethal. I had that line. I was thinking about like things with Spin Doctor and Extract, and I was just like, no, I'm a click short. But yeah, I just get KPI. Pick up KPI, install, play the KPI, place advancement, shuffle the Hollow Man back, crack the Mav, advance 4 times with pay 4 with Hollow Man. I needed 3 credits to do that, and I have 6. This is what a year of ASA does to your brain. Dude, that's like so... It's so different. It's so different from what... Oh, actually, no, you don't need... Yeah, you don't need... It's not 3 credits. You need 5 credits, because I'm not gaining money off the KPI. So you need 5 credits, and I had 6. I mean, like... Mather, my ob is like... In terms of my record, it's really bad. It's really, really bad. But like it should be like, I don't know. I think the deck is consistently putting up a fight, I guess you can say. Is the only thing that's like actually going well in terms of results. Like that's not really a result, but like the reason that I'm refusing to put it down is because like I do think there's a deck here, and like it's not winning its games, but like the way that the cards come together, and like there's just like a couple times where I feel like I'm not drawing the right card when I really should be. Like it actually is, like it actually should be consistent. And I'm not. Like that humanoid trigger, right? On the very first like couple turns. That humanoid trigger is like, we missed the hedge fund, so we had to play an extract. That is like a big deal. We missed a Mavericks. That would have been really good. And there's like 5 of those cards in the deck, and we drew 4. Well, we drew 2 off spin, 3 off the humanoid and the Mando. Hope yours is a better agenda mix. Yeah, I mean, okay, like this is the agenda mix in this deck is like also really sus, but I don't know what to do with it. Like you could play 2 Basalt Spires and 7 2-pointers. Maybe that's the way to go. Maybe it is. And then I would have won with the green mail. But then, like, I wouldn't have had... Like, with 7 2-pointers and 2 Basalt Spires, you run into the problem where sometimes you don't draw the Basalt Spire when you're ready to score it early. And you really want to have a Basalt Spire when you're ready to score it. Not having a Powers That Be makes the 2-credit ice so bad? I don't quite see Powers That Be. Like, Powers is, like, fine. Yeah, I don't quite see the appeal to Powers That Be. Green mail just fills the agenda suite out. Like, it's just a 20th point. Because I don't want to play 2 Basalt Spires. And like you could like I think Biowak and Eminent Domain is a little too what's the word? I was talking with Jackmate about this. I don't remember the word. Like there's there's too much stuff going on. I don't remember the word now. But like, because you're never rezzing the Biowak without the Eminent Domain, and it's like, so you just have like some dead ice until you find your Eminent Domain. I don't like that. Legit consider 3 Basalt and 21st point. Yeah. Thanks for the games. Talk soon. Hey, yeah, thanks. That was great. It was a really fun time. Thanks for hanging in there. Yeah, you could play 21st point, 23, 21 points. So you play the 3rd Azif? But yeah, I mean, yeah. No, that's fair. We could cut the green mail and play the 3rd Azif. That makes a ton of sense. And then we definitely want to put in a 2nd Tithe. And like Biowak's like, yeah. But okay, yeah. Going back to missing a kill here. That's like god awful. I should have seen that. That was like, there's only so many cards. Like, there's only so many cards here. I'm like, well, what can we do to potentially get this? And it's just like, yeah, I guess the connection of shuffling this back with KPI didn't occur to me. Well, we missed a kill. See, this is like a moment where it's like, because I just straight missed a kill, now I just deserve to lose this game, and that's good, because now I'll remember it a little better. BOI costs 7. It's one of the few taxing things you can do right now. What do you mean it costs 7? But you're right. I mean, BOAC is one of the few taxing things you can do. And you could play that. It just makes the deck less consistent. Cat, you've joined at the end of like a 3-hour stream. I am losing games of Netrunner is how I'm doing. Oh, it costs 7 a break. Sure. Like for Carmen. Echelon costs 6 if we get it up to enough strength. Biowak is a problem with playing 2 echelons in Criminal. 2x Basalt 1 green doesn't feel like a great line either. It's never happened, but that is a thing. There is like, if you find like multiple Basalts and you score one out, like the second one is usually pretty easy to score if you can find your Seamless or your Slash and Burn. And also, by the way, like that Seamless launch has never that would have helped a ton. Yeah, but losing corp games. Okay, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna play. We're gonna play this ob. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'm gonna be right back, and then we're gonna jam another game with this ob, because that's what I feel like doing right now, and we might as well just keep y'all on here while I do that. So, what do? Right? We cut a green mail for a third Azif, and then like I want to. Maybe I would love to play a Skunk Works, but we definitely want this second tithe. Like the Regolith feels slow. The one copy of KPI, like I can't believe I missed that line. Thank you for pointing that out, Jai. I might have missed that. Okay, y'all tell me what to cut, and also tell me about other changes because I do want the second tithe, especially because if we're playing the third as if we're gonna want like tithes on the board so we can slash them and get the spin doctor. Yeah, we can consolidate a seamless and a Mav into a skunk is an option. Yeah. Tell me what to cut. I will be right back. Okay. Second tithe or second wall to wall? Or first wall to wall? I definitely want the second tithe. Wall to wall, I'm not that high on, especially if I'm playing the two Cyber Sand Harvesters and the Humanoid Resources. You don't like the Sandstone? Okay. Thing is, I've already like. It's really important to have 3-cost ice on your board so that when you score your Azif, you can trash a 3-coster to get a Takana, and when you have an agenda in the remote, you can extract a 3-coster to get your Hollow Man. So, like, it feels... Maybe it feels bad to res it, but I think I want to keep it at 2. Because we already, like... I used to be on 3 of each for that reason. And, like, yeah, I agree, Masquerove is really good. In this last game, I just, like, didn't get the Masquerove on the board because I just drew the ice in the wrong order. Well, not the wrong order, but I just drew the ice in a different order. Yeah, not having 1 credit ETRs suck. But second tithe is definitely what I want, especially with the third Azif. It should be an ice that we're cutting. I'm already on 2 anthills. I don't love the Regolith. Like, I really don't like using this. But sometimes it's just like... Sometimes you have to in a slower game. Some people have said cutting Envelopment. Envelopment has still been, like, really taxing, I found. But I can see that. I can see cutting envelopment. But it's still, like, super taxing. It's not as good with border control gone. Like, it's much, much less good with border control gone. But, like, the times that I've drawn it, I still kind of like it. What to do? I just need to cut a card because I want to play. I agree, but you have 3 Mask, 1 Afshar, and Treeline Winchester. Find it later. Yeah. You can't scoop Logjam. Yeah. Logjam's a card. Envelopment is busted and Regolith is cringe. Thank you. I agree, Jai. 100%. Cat says Regolith undervalued. I don't like Rego. It's unfortunately mandatory, so that Mav isn't 3 credits down the drain early game. And I hear that argument too. I know. Alright, sure. We're gonna cut a Sandstone. We're gonna run the deck and see what happens. Okay? There's opportunity for last suggestions because I am going to edit the deck list overlay. Second Tithe. Maybe the Winchester is not needed. The Winchester is good to just, like, get off of Takana, though. Rego is correctly valued doesn't mean I have to like it. I agree with Jai 100% here. I don't like Regolith. It is correctly valued. Alright, let's play some of this. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna get my iPad because I can, like, have this deck list in front of me. You're on less assets than me. I've never felt more than 1 Tithe needed, though. That's probably why. Winchester's goated? Sure. Yeah. I know. I like me my Winchester. I still can't play your stupid Nuvum deck. You know, that Nuvum deck is, like, very high rolly. Like, when I first looked at that Nuvum deck, I was like, ooh, like, honest scoring corp. And then like, it turns out that, like, it is actually, like, just as high rolly. I think it's, like, just as high rolly as some of, like, the cheesy kill decks. Because it's really good at getting money and installing ice. But if you don't draw your Basalt Spire early enough when you want to score it, then, like, your score pattern gets super awkward. And then you start, like, scoring these, like, other agendas, and then, like, your opponent has set up now, and then they can run when you try to cham your 5-3. Like, that deck is, like, relies on scoring Basalt Spire, and I don't know. I mean, you can make the same argument and say that, like, well, what is this ob doing here? Like, it's also relying on scoring Basalt Spire, and you'd be right. But, like, it's theoretically I don't know. Maybe it's not, but I would like to think that it's more consistent, because with the one, like, I have the ways of scoring it with the slash and the seamless, just like the Nuvum does, but I also have a way of, like, tutoring Hollow Man. Score points, play, measured response. Once he had quads. Yeah. How's poker doing? That was a fun time. I haven't played poker in a while now. Alright, we're going to a second tithe. We're cutting one of these sandstones. Yeah. Yeah, it's alright, probably. That's so sad. Missing the kill. I mean, it's good to, like, yeah, there's still 2 rounds left. There is apparently going to happen a top 8 cut. Going into this round, I was 7-1. Now I'm 7-3. So I'm going to have to get another sweep. More about setting up TI. Yeah, exactly. We definitely need to set up more TI. Okay, this hand does not have, it doesn't have Anthill or Cybersand or Humanoid, but it has Mav. Like, we could go Mav, Maskarovka. We probably play this because we have 3 ice and it's like, fine. I'm gonna play it. My friend is messaging me. What's happening? This hand is the Regolith hand. Yeah, exactly. This is the this is the exact hand for Regolith being in the deck. Hey! Oh, we are so good at this game. Heck yeah. Who or what is Regolith? We don't need Regolith. Install, put this on HQ. Just because of burner? I guess, right? I guess. We also don't want to lose this Mav. Kesselroyd is good because there's no, oh. Well, that is annoying. But alright. Kesselroyd is better than the Maskarovka because we don't want to get slap vandaled. Thanos says, I played 3 back in the day, Space Opera for real. Well, we're about to set up another game of TI4. Yeah, if you want to watch. Thanos, send me a message if you want to watch, because I can add you to the Async server and watch once we get it set up. It could be Transfer of Wealth Arasana as well. We're going to get windowed. Damn. Damn. What the heck? We are absolutely getting violated. Y'all, we had so much hope for this game. We had so much hope. We had so much hope. What do I do? If I pay 2 credits, then we keep this thing that we can't res anymore. If this was a Cybersand Harvester, it would have been so funny. But now, like, okay, if we let him in, I could, like, Mavericks, pop it for Regolith, click the Regolith twice. That's got to be better, right? Because, like, we can't res this and then, like, hope that he can't get in next turn. So I just have to give this to him. We definitely have to just give that to him. We're a humble scoring deck, Toron. Leave us alone. Yep. I do res this, because then we can extract it. Back to plan A, Mav Rego. Yep. Ah. That's so sad. I think we just... Oh, Fly Swatter's like... Can I, like, Fly Swatter new remote and just extract the Kesselroyd for a humanoid and then put the Tithe on top? That's gotta be better. Yeah, that's gotta be better. Right? We do this for the humanoid. And then we just double ice this. That's got to be better than the Rego. We need to avoid Rego at all costs. Rego is last resort. Please tell me if y'all agree. That was a long watch. I would want the edited highlights of cool plays and insults. Don't expect that to be a thing for the TI4 game. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting. Coalescence, spec work, run server 2, and we simul-chip to the Saucy. Do we give the $3 or not? I think we do. Right? Yeah. I'm ob. Like, we'll just, like, that's fine. Nice. Hit the coalescence. That's, like, value. Okay. Takana, sure. Now we can get the Spin Doctor or we can get the Excavator. It's probably... Rego is last resort, but I think jamming the Rego there was lower risk if they slap Vandal. Yeah, but they would have to, like... That's true. That's true. No, you're right. But I can always, like, Rego after. Okay. What are we getting? I think it's just the spin. The Excavator's like... Well, the Excavator, he basically has to go in trash. I could Excavator in the remote. That's actually probably best. Yeah, we're going to play this slow. We're going to Excavator in the remote. Okay. What is that? Should have gotten the spin, I guess, because then I would have had the Excavator anyways. And then we'll install this. And install the Mav? Gosh. The Mav's not even getting anything. Yeah, whatever. Okay, not great. Humanoid not finding an operation again. Humanoid seems to, like, rarely ever work out, even though the odds, I feel like, should be decent. That said, we just have to play around dive and hope he's not on cataloger. This is Excavator because we jam Mav for Hollow and Agenda. Oh, wait, we're on Greenmail, not... Well, we're not on Eminent Domain or Greenmail now. Jam Mav for Hollow and Agenda. We can jam next turn. That sucks. Okay, we're just getting destroyed across the board in every way possible. Maverice, sure. We'll purge. He can get in now. We can pop this Mav for a Kesselroyd. We're going to excavate the Tithe for a spin. Oh my goodness. Sure. I mean, I guess we get Cyber Sand. Into a new remote? Sure. I could also just get a Kesselroyd onto the remote. Is that better? We just hope he doesn't have a barrier breaker? It's a line. But we've straight lost, right? Like, I just have to, like, jam this Basalt Spire, hope he can't get in. But he definitely can. No, it has to be Cyber Sand. Yeah, this is fine. This seems bad. We've lost already, haven't we? We're gonna get $2 off this Cyber Sand when I re-res this Tithe. Or I could choose not to re-res it. Actually, we're gonna choose not to re-res it, to not give him money. He's gonna run the Cyber Sand. Yep. Go get Rego. I mean, anything's getting trashed, so just get the Cyber Sand because it costs 4 to trash. Winchester's a bad draw. So we jamming, right? KPI the ice on top. Install Basalt, install Hollow. That's the only way we win this game, right? It's gotta be. It's gotta be. And we might as well keep the Saucy around. Yeah, it's gotta be. Gain $2, install. And if he doesn't run, then we can score. And if he does run, then we can't score. But, like, we're so behind, and he's got $1. So we have to take this window. Neil's Hail Mary, yeah. I have to hedge to afford the score, but, like, we don't have the time. You're right. I can afford to score as is, right? 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. I have exactly $8 to score. Yeah. The ice is just a bluff. He has to make me res it. It's probably going to end the run, like, because he's going to, like, lose an echelon and then, or sorry, lose the unity and then the fly swatter has to bounce. But now we might have game. I could play the hedge fund instead, but, like, we're not taking any risks. Maybe I should have played the hedge fund. And then just, like, went, like, draw a hedge fund and just, like, relaxed. But, like, I don't know. He might run it. So we're not going to take the risk. Okay. Okay. Fast events for the win. We have 4 3-2s now, along with you know what I'm talking about. We're definitely taking 3. There's an extract in the bin we can pick up if we want with the Basalt. We probably just go credit hedge fund though. Okay. It's fine. Don't steal it. Very good. Okay. So now we definitely just go credit, hedge fund. Because next turn we can score the Zif with the Hollow Man. But, like, I don't know. Like, now we've just turned the deck into score Basalt Spire. And, like, it's not even that. It's not better than the Nuvum at doing that. Can we force out a run with Basalt for an asset jam the Dakana? Yeah, that's a good thing to think about as well. Okay, looks like we're scoring. Oh my. So you're saying we have a chance. Holy smokes. Okay. We get rid of the fly swatter. We can get a Trank or a Tithe because we have a second Tithe in the deck, you see. And the Tithe doesn't do anything because they have tons of money. So we probably just put like a Trank grid in a new remote, just taxing him his clicks. Yeah. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But I think that's what we're doing. Right? We're just like install here, advance, hollow. Okay. And then we score and we trash this to install a Trank grid in a new remote. Because that's just going to cost him a click to trash and a click to trash the Hollow Man. And he's got so much money and I'm so broke that this game is just going to be draw cards and score and fast advance. Yikes. Install click hollow KPI. Yeah, I think we're going to do that next turn. But I could have done it here. But I think like if he steals the Basalt Spire, I can pick up a different card. And it's kind of fine. I could res this Maskarovka. I think I am. Because he can't break it. From what we see on board. He probably has like a way to Arasana through. Which is a problem. But we're being really tricky because of the KPI existence, right? Because we're going down to 1 credit here. And we can move the Hollow Man to the Trank grid, install KPI Hollow Man, or if we get the Maskarovka refund, then we can just do that with the Hollow Man without the Trank grid. It's botchless, okay. Which means we're just not getting the money, sure. If we hit a Z, we lose. Yeah. Oh, wait. Should I res the Tithe? Or... do we res the Tithe? Cost him $2. But with a credit, we can top deck Slash and Burn and win. But I guess next turn's always draw credit, right? I think I res this. I think we res this because we're gonna use this remote, I think. Like, we're gonna throw something in that remote. We pop the Spin Doctor? No. If we top decked the slash there, then that was a mistake, but we found it now. So we draw another card and pitch the Basalt. Yeah, this is fine. Stall click hollow KPI. Yeah, we could have played the KPI earlier, and basically we would have an extra 2 credits right now. And if we had the extra 2 credits, then he would have accessed HQ, maybe? Actually, no, that's not true. That's not true at all. Because we need... yeah, we would have done this exact same thing. Or at least, like, maybe he would have accessed HQ, but still went ahead and trashed the Hollow Man and the Trank Grid. So. Extract draw is huge? Yeah. It is. We can extract this Maskarovka. If we lose this as if. We could Basalt Spire to dilute HQ here. It's something we can try. Do we do that? And we just, like, pick up a Cyber Sand? I think we do. Cyber Sand's not it, actually. What is it? The Trank Grid? Or we could just pick up the KPI now, actually. We just pick up the KPI now. Okay. Shit. Maybe it shouldn't have been the KPI. Uh-oh. Man, what the heck? Okay. The 1 and 6. Oh. The 1 and 22. The 1 and 22. Damn, we're so good at this game. Holy crap. We're so good at this game. You hit a 1 and 6 on the as if in HQ. And I hit the 1 in 22 on the top deck as if out of R&D. That's crazy. We should, because we always want KPI, yeah. Coded. They could have gotten the slash. Oh, yeah, true. So Greenmail would have lost the game there? You're right. The deck has improved. And also the Second Tithe was very relevant. Second Tithe was very relevant. Greenmail would have lost the game. Second Tithe was good. Deck is obviously better. We're done. Case is closed. We've improved the deck. I do want to play more. But I am gonna go. Yeah, I gotta go. I've been on for a while. Yeah, I was so happy with Kess Anthill. Yeah, saucy window to trash Anthill's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Good. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna catch up a bit on chat, but I am gonna call the stream there. We are gonna. I'm okay. I would like to play this weekend. No promises but if I do, I'll definitely stream it. Although I'll warn y'all now that if I play on the weekend, which is a Friday night for me, like the second that I'm not in cut contention, I am gonna drop because I will be playing pretty late into the night. So it won't be like last weekend, or I won't just like play out the tournament. Of course, now that I've said that, I'm not going to make the cut. So that's disappointing. I come back and I see we made a Basalt KPI play. We did, Jai. We did. Not the. It was the game-winning one, but like it was a little bit more obvious than the first one. All right. Okay. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. It was a long one. Yeah. The other thing about like playing this is like I'm like taking a while on my turns, and that's like a problem in a tournament. So I definitely need to get better at that. I mean, like obviously in the games against Arndt, we were like there was a lot of banter and we were taking it really chill, and like playing to the fact that there wasn't a timer, so that changes things. But like I don't know, the decisions are like all really complex. So that's something that I'm like not liking about this deck either. Is that I think I like hold myself to like a very high standard in terms of finding the right line, and when the deck is like not usual Netrunner, it's like much harder for me because like if we're playing something like PD or like BTL or something that isn't an ob trigger, then like I can just like I can intuitively figure that out a lot faster than like figuring out all these triggers and extract and Mavericks and yeah. So yeah, maybe I'll try to practice more during the week if I have time. But all right, thanks for hanging out, y'all. I'll catch you.